I'll tell you what, just proud of our football team. Just really a team effort, all three phases. They got speed all over the place, and I was concerned about that, giving up those big plays in the first half. But I thought our defense adjusted well at halftime, other than that one drive, and obviously provided the final takeaway. We got two key takeaways there in the fourth quarter. I said at the beginning of the game, I thought takeaways were going to be the key to us winning this game. And we kind of waited the last minute to get them, but we finally got a couple. But our kids fought hard, and we played with some backups in certain spots, and so did they. So that's what happens this time of year. You got to be able to adjust and get guys ready to play and get them ready to roll. So just so proud of Peyton Ramsey, and what an absolute awesome young man. This was ready to play when called upon. I know this has been tough on him, but the ultimate team player. And he proved his value to his teammates today, and by preparing the way he prepared to play the way he needed to play and execute at a high level. So just don't have an update completely on Michael Penix. At this juncture, don't know what next week holds, but don't think it's a long-term thing. But we decided for him to be able to hold out the second half and not come back out. So, but we'll know more tomorrow with all that. But bottom line is it was a really well-rounded group effort, and that's what it takes to win on the road in the Big Ten. Questions?
Coach, could you give us an indication of what type of injury it was?
No, I really don't want to get into all that.
Upper body, knee?
No.
Is it all related to what he had before, or is it a different thing?
No, it's not related to that.
Okay.
Just, you talked about what's been tough for Peyton specifically in your mind as he's going? And I know he's played some this year. He started a couple games, but what's been tough for him specifically, kind of going through and having to look at all this from a different perspective?
Well, I think it's really hard when you're the returning starter and you lose your starting job. I mean, he works so hard. I think it's when you're an athlete, you take a lot of pride in being the guy. He's been worked his whole life to come here and be that guy, and so to be able to accept that, a lot of guys can't, and they decide to sometimes go somewhere else when that decision's made. But he chose to stay for this football team, and that's why I respect him so much, because he lived it out. I mean, he made a choice, and not just to stay, but to be prepared every week. I mean, he prepared this week to be the starter, even though he may not even play a snap. That's hard to do. That's really hard to do. It takes a lot of discipline. It takes a lot of maturity. It takes a special person, I think. I get it. The NFL happens all the time, but that's a different deal. This is, you look around the country, and it's hard to find teams that have two guys that can come in on a moment's notice and lead your team to victory. And so we have two, and they both proved their worth tonight. And so I just respect him so much, and probably I gave him the game ball because of it, because he, without his focus and effort, attention to detail, preparing each day leading up to this game, he wouldn't have been ready to play. So that's what it takes to get a Big Ten road win.
Can you talk a little bit about what those points right before halftime meant from a confidence level for everybody?
It was huge. I mean, I talked to Nick, and Nick to me he's one of our captains. I hugged him right then. I said, man, he may just won us the game, because it's just I've been in enough of these games, and I went back and watched the one that we had 2 years ago when we came here, and the opposite happened. They got the momentum going into halftime. And I knew it was going to come down to the wire. I told our guys it's been one of those crazy games, one of those rivalries where we just tend to, every time since I've been here, every game's come down to the final possession. So I didn't expect anything different tonight. And so I knew that every point was going to matter. And then I hugged him afterwards and said, man, that play right before half, that was the difference, And then, like you said, it was momentum as well. And it was a heck of a catch, too, So, but all those things add up. I thought our receivers caught the ball extremely well, tight ends. CV ran hard. Defense made great adjustments at halftime, and Coach Walman did a great job. It's an explosive offense. Now, I know they've been inconsistent, but I promise you this, they're hard to deal with. There's a reason why they scored as many points they did on Syracuse. It was a good football team. And so just really took a lot of our guys to be able to, and it's about learning how to win too. That to me is a big part of this. And I'd love for us to be able to score. When we got that first fumble there and go ahead by 10, and the pressure's kind of off in some ways, you just kind of put them on their heels, and you got just a 2-score game 3 minutes to go, But you know what? You don't grow as much that way. You grow when your defense has to be on the field, and we had them on fourth and 2 or 3, and we really had him for a sack, and he got out of our grasp, and heck of a play on his part. And then you have to go, and then Reese Taylor makes the final pick. So that the defense grows in confidence because of tonight. And you don't learn that, when you're, on the sideline and things are easy. You learn it when you're on the field, and you have to step up and make a play. And we've been through all these over the years and the tough losses that we've been through, but the team has to learn how to win. And I think we took a step in that direction tonight.
What is it about Peyton Ramsey that gives him the ability to prepare, like you mentioned, and go out and produce on the road and get you guys a Big Ten road?
Character, the way he was raised. I think the kind of person that he is. Not everybody can do that. I'm just telling you. All you gotta do is just look around the country. Guys want things to go their way, and when they don't, they react a certain way. And he, as much as it hurt him on the inside, he's been, like for instance, let's just give an example. So even last night, I gave our guys a challenge. That guy was so locked into every word I said, and he may not even play the snap today. And he was so locked into everything I said. And I can tell when guys are, he's that way every day. He never changes. He's that way in the weight room. He's that way every day in practice. That's called character. That's called having something to you that's special. And he's going to be successful in life. He is, because he's been taught by his family and his dad that that's how you handle tough things. And so that's a tribute to him, because he's a man, and he's not a young man. He's turned into a man. And sometimes life is, when it's hard, is when we grow the most. And so I just really think that he, it's part of his. To answer your question, it's the upbringing. It's the kind of man that he's become and was trained to be, and he's living it out. So just awesome to see.
Coach, that 15-yard run on 3rd and 11 by Peyton, is that, if you had to describe a play as a person, does that fully encompass what Peyton is?
It's savvy, it's toughness, it's grit, it's fight. He got hit hard. Matter of fact, we told Jack Teller to warm up. I wasn't sure, So, but that's the truth. So he's just so gritty and tough. That's just, you're right. That run just exemplifies who he is as a player, and his ability to make those kind of plays and keep the chains moving and keep on the field and keep us from having to give them the ball back, and eat some more clock. So yeah, that's a pretty good picture of who he is.
You mentioned
Those defensive adjustments in particular, I think it was only like 144 total yards of offense. They had the second half, obviously just the one score.
Yeah.
What, from your perspective, did Coach Womack do differently even before the 2 late turnovers?
Well, first of all, they were doing some different things. Now, I give them a lot of credit. They looked different schematically than they've been on film, and so they did some things that were, we weren't ready for, and so adjusting to some of those things, we eliminated some calls that we didn't like, to based on the things they were doing different, and also I just told them, I said, hey, just narrow it down to 3 things that you really like, and let's just execute. So to me, we had a couple of situations where we didn't communicate. We still got some young guys out there, and like on the one big long pass, we had 3 guys in an area. 2 of them played one coverage, and 1 played a different one. That usually doesn't end well. Okay, and so I'm like, eliminate all those situations. Let's just execute what we do well. And so we simplified a little bit, added a couple things that we hadn't planned to use because they hadn't shown certain things, and then to adjust to. So that's why when you got a system and you believe in your system, you can pull from things. And then even on that last drive, we ran some coverages we haven't run, to try and confuse them a little bit, and it worked. That last pick would not have been a pick had we been in the coverage we were using in the first half. So it was just little things like that, but that's, Coach Womack did a great job. So proud of him and our defensive staff for making those adjustments, and that's how you win games. So that's great on their part.
Matt, last question.
You mentioned all the close games you had here over the years. Why is this team different that's able to actually get this one done?
Well, to me, that's part of growing and maturing as a team. I feel like that the weight room, when we talk about running that football at critical times, running it better in the second half than we did in the first half. I think that's part of it. I think it's a little more maturity in some of our older guys in their leadership. The guys like Simon, and Westbrook stepping up, and to me, it's about, I've always said this, you win games like this when, guys step up and make critical plays at critical times. It's the interception by Reese Taylor. And Reese Taylor's a great football player. He's young, He missed all fall camp with an injury. He didn't play much early on. He got a second injury. You know, he's a great football player. And those kind of guys, it's recruiting. It is. It's depth. It's the ability to finish in those situations. You know, we got more good players than we've had in the past. We got more guys that we can put in there. And when guys, we had some injuries even tonight. We had several guys that didn't play. You know, that weren't able to finish the game. And so in the past, it got to the point where we were just a little shorthanded, and it showed up. So I think it's all those things. You know, it's hard to pinpoint one, and also I think it comes down to, you know, core confidence and belief, and that's why I'm so thrilled with how the game finished, because it needed to be like that for us to take the next step and keep growing, and we just keep each week getting, you know, playing tougher teams, and got to go on the road here next week and play another tough team in a tough venue. So, but man, it sure feels great to come here and get a win and let our guys, man, that locker room was pretty special. Excitement was it's what you want to see, because these guys work so hard. I love them all. Thank you so much. Have a great night, Elio.
We'll spread the players out.
In here?